There was a rumor a couple of weeks ago that they were selling, wasn't it? Was it the US government and Mt. Gox were supposed to be selling a couple of weeks ago, and the market got a bit spooked then?
Yeah.
And then yesterday, they were supposedly selling around sort of just shy of 10K Bitcoin or something. So, I mean, even just seeing it move, even just the rumor of it's enough to tank the market.
Guy from the Coinbureau is sharing their insights and predictions regarding the future of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market in 2023. According to him, despite some positive momentum, the current sentiment surrounding Bitcoin implies the possibility of another market crash later this year. His analysis suggests that Bitcoin may face significant downward movement, potentially reaching a bottom price of $10,000. Let's delve into the interview as this guy discusses the recent developments in Bitcoin and provides his expectations for the crypto market in 2023.
Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to drop your comment and observations in the comment section below. Thanks and enjoy the video.
If you hold an asset, as you say, the US government, it needs money. It's got this debt ceiling issue. So yeah, I think they would probably look not to sort of cause chaos in the market. I kind of feel, even though they don't like crypto, I wonder how willing they would be to sort of cause carnage in any particular market right now. So I think it would probably be sold fairly strategically, and perhaps they'd sort of try and sell it a bit closer to the top, because I think they're getting a reputation now for. I mean, they've taken a huge amount of losses. They've sold a fair bit already, haven't they? And they've well below the sort of prices they could get for it. So they're going to have to answer to the taxpayer for that one. And I do wonder as well, if they were to sell, let's say they were to sell strategically, as I think they probably would, maybe in sort of 10K batches over time, maybe they'd sort of look to DCA out of it in a way. But I wonder, would they sell on the open market, or would they be more likely to do, for instance, when Tim Draper bought all his Bitcoins a few years ago, he did that via auction, didn't he? I think it was it the Marshall Service? Auctioned it off, like and he snapped it up at a fairly decent discount. So I kind of feel that they'd probably do something like that, or just do some OTC trades via, Coinbase or whoever it would be. So I don't see them sort of really looking to take it down that way. But it is an interesting kind of sword of Damocles to have sort of dangling over the market. And yeah, who knows? Like, maybe if the price does pump and the debt ceiling issues are still a problem, maybe they'll be forced to sell. Who knows? Well, once that trust goes, that's it. The dollar is going to go into decline. And I guess you could argue that the dollar's already in decline. But it was kind of an extraordinary thing to see, and I guess it just exposes the fiat system for what it is, doesn't it? The only thing backing the dollars in circulation really is people's trust in the US government. In this situation that we're at the moment, where we've had the market's gone up over the course of this year so far, but I do sort of feel that perhaps all this craziness happening at the moment is kind of maybe draining the last of the speculation out of the crypto market. At least I hope it is. So perhaps that could set the stage for a more sort of sustainable rally in the long term. We just need to go through another meme coin cycle to sort of cleanse everything, and then we can all move forward into the light. I don't know. That said, I mean, I'm really just keeping my powder dry for when they put out Hide the Pain Harold coin, and I can ape in on that.
In order to support his predictions, Guy draws a parallel between Bitcoin and the stock market, anticipating a decline in both during 2023. Based on his observation, he underscores the importance of having a long-term strategy, especially for those who consider Bitcoin as the benchmark in the cryptocurrency market. By closely examining recent market trends, Guy highlights that the upcoming months will be crucial for Bitcoin. Investors need to be mindful that these market conditions come with a significant level of risk.
I think they'll want to probably see just how it plays out with rates held at this level. And I mean, Jerome was keen. It was sort of keen to say in his press conference, wasn't he? Obviously, the next decision will depend on the data, and obviously, as I said, that data is coming out just before the meeting. So I imagine it'll be a fairly long meeting that they'll have. But he did also, didn't he? He did kind of leave the door open for further rate hikes, and I think probably it's quite a useful thing for the Fed to have in its armory, this sort of the possibility of another rate hike just sort of hanging like a sword of Damocles, I guess, over the market, and just perhaps to kind of just temper expectations, stop people getting too carried away, and just have that thing up their sleeve. So yeah, my guess would be that rates will probably stay the same at the next meeting, depending, of course, on the data that comes in before then. And then kind of looking ahead, I mean, interest rate futures are now sort of pointing towards a cut sort of coming fairly soon. And I think there's around a sort of 37% chance of a cut by July. So it seems to be that could be on the cards. But yeah, I don't think we'll see a cut next month for sure. I think probably stick to the plan, hold them there, and see what happens. And I guess see how the markets react to that. I imagine, as it'll probably be what's expected, it's going to be up to 2%, if I remember rightly. So they can't necessarily all ape in and go nuts, but yeah, they'll be allowed to hold. I think it's 2% of their reserves in Bitcoin, or I think it's other cryptos as well, but certainly Bitcoin. So yeah, and obviously, I think there could well be, what's to say that they're not already accumulating that in advance? I don't know. That's pure speculation on my part. But
sounds dubious.
Yeah, I think that could be an interesting factor. And obviously, early 2025. Yeah, that's certainly something that's certainly a date that I've got in my sights. It's tempting to think that obviously we've had this kind of mini banking compared to 2008. We've had this mini banking crisis recently, and that's been good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's use has been proved, this hedge against the financial system. So it's tempting to think that perhaps if it had been around already established when 2008 came, that could have potentially been rocket fuel for it. Here is the clearest demonstration you could need that we need an asset that is outside of the mainstream financial system, because look at it, it's crumbling around our ears. It would have to have been very well established by that point, because I think if it had been still fairly new, then I think it would have been too fragile, and people's attention would have been elsewhere. And yeah, as you say, there would have been a handful of true believers who really understood it, who really got it, and would have just hoovered up the rest of the supply. But it's an interesting thing to consider. It's, I guess, thinking about it, I tend to subscribe to that philosophy of sort of everything kind of happens for a reason, and it's, I guess we should think ourselves as lucky that Bitcoin came along when it did. I think, and especially looking back at its early years, it was so touch and go at times whether it would make it. And it was only because of a handful of these people who truly believed in it that it did. And I think it got lucky in a lot of respects. So I think probably it's just as well it was still in Satoshi's head when 2008 came, because I think that more likely would have been cataclysmic for it.
When analyzing the economy, Guy asserts that the performance of the U.S. economy holds significant influence over global markets, particularly the cryptocurrency market. He highlights that the previous market crashes were necessary to avert more severe ones in the future. However, Guy expresses concerns that the economy may take a considerable amount of time to recover if fundamental issues persist. Nevertheless, he emphasizes that the U.S. economy remains robust and holds a substantial portion of market capitalization. Given the close connection between Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies, central bank actions, regulations, and global economic conditions, these factors will play a critical role in shaping their future. It is advisable to closely monitor these developments in the coming months. What are your thoughts on the recent interview with Guy from Coinbureau and his predictions for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market this year? Feel free to share your comments below. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.